Hey y'all, welcome back to Basil and Dill YouTube channel. I'm Anna and today I'm showing you how to make the most amazing bechamel sauce. So let's get started. Okay, so first, before we even touch our ingredients, what is bechamel sauce? It's a white sauce that originates from Italy and France, and it's used in soups, or it's used as a base for other sauces, or my favorite way is in lasagna. So let's get started. I'm gonna open up my pot, and my pot is hot already, so let's see. I'm gonna turn it up to like medium-high-ish heat. Actually, I'm gonna turn it down just a tad. So it's like medium heat now. I'm gonna put in 6 tablespoons butter. Ooh, it'll go. There we go. Perfect. I think it's a little hot, so I'm gonna turn that down. And then let me get my spoon. I'm just gonna move around that butter a little bit. Ooh, it's got some good sizzle. Perfect. The goal here is just to melt it. So then, let's see, I'm gonna let it melt. Today I'm using unsalted butter because I find that I have a lot more control over how much salt goes into the sauce. Because if you use salted in anything, then you pretty much give up that control. So yeah, I definitely recommend using unsalted. If salt is all that you have, I would just take out the salt. Perfect, so my butter is melted. And now I'm gonna add 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour. So I'm gonna sprinkle this in. Perfect, and then mix this around. So the point here is just to make a roux. So a roux is pretty much just flour and butter, and it's combined and then used as a thickening agent for lots of sauces. So, this feels so weird. You know when you have like your dominant hand and you can mix with that? I just switched to my right hand because I'm left-handed. That feels so weird. Okay, I'm gonna set my spoon aside. I'm turning the heat up just a little bit, actually. Yeah, so it's right there. And then I'm gonna grab a whisk. So you can whisk this up and make sure that there's no clumps of flour. So the goal here is you want to cook that flour a little bit. Give it just like a tiny little bit of color, that flour and butter. You also want to be wary to not burn your flour. That's really easy to do if you have your heat too high. So just watch out for that. Let's see, and you'll see that you're burning your flour if you start getting like little bitty crisps or little bitty bits of like something dark in your sauce. So just watch out for that. And if you start seeing it, hope is not lost yet. Turn your heat down and just keep whisking and you can still save it. I think I'm gonna keep cooking it for just a little more and keep whisking. I'm using my sauce pot. I don't know if I'm the only person that has this, but I have a pot that's set aside for just sauces. So I can use my whisk in it and like scratch the bottom and I'm fine with that. I made caramel in this pot once when it was still a good pot. And I just messed up the caramel so bad and it got stuck to the sides. And then I spent like an hour cleaning it. It was just terrible. So now this is my messed up pot and I use it for whatever I want, mostly sauces. So I don't really have to care if I like ruin the bottom or anything like that. Okay, so my sauce, my roux, is looking pretty good. I actually think it looks pretty great. And you can see it's really liquidy, but it will really thicken up our flour later. So I'm gonna turn my heat up just a tad and then keep whisking. I think we're almost to the point where we should be. We'll give it probably like 1 to 2 more minutes. And the goal here is when you smell it, you want a little bit of a nutty smell. That means that your flour has gained a little bit of flavor. It's a good arm workout. My arms are very weak. This will make them strong, so I'll be swole. I'll be like a Skittles arm. Do you know that commercial that was like, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but me and my family like are obsessed with it. There was these Skittles guys and they had like one like really strong arm, like one really strong leg or something like that. Because they were like arm wrestling for like Skittles. I don't completely remember the commercial, but it was something like that. And when we like work out like one arm like this, like that always reminds us of that. Okay, this looks good. I'm just making sure that I have no flour stuck on the bottom or like in that little crease on the sides. So I'm gonna grab my spoon and get the flour out of that little curve on the edges of the pot. So we don't want to leave any flour behind to burn. All right, so looks good. Let's get some milk. So I have 4 cups of milk. By the way, it's not green, just this jar is green, so it's normal milk. And I'm going to, let's see how we're going to do this. This is going to be bad. Okay. I usually have like some pour it while I whisk. Here, let's pour a little bit while we whisk, and I'm going to stop pouring. Oh. I definitely spilled a little bit. It's fine. No one can see behind. Okay, gotta keep whisking, because it just thickened up a lot. And keep whisking. So I do it a little bit out of time, just so that I don't get just like huge clumps in my bechamel sauce, because that would not be good. Oh my gosh, I'm spilling so much. It's fine. Okay, let's keep going. Gonna add even more milk, slowly pour it. Perfect. Gotta keep whisking, keep whisking. Perfect. Boom. Okay, not too bad. I'm gonna get a towel and try this up real quick. I'm back and I'm just starting to whisk again. I feel like I need to turn my heat up a little bit so I can get like a tiny little bit of a simmer, but you still want to watch out to not burn anything in here, any of your flour or anything like that. So just keep going, keep whisking, and yeah. Oh, I don't know if anyone noticed, I have a new apron. Really like it. It gives me, I don't know, it just gives me great vibes. I like the color. I like this like dark blue color. And then this brown one. I think it's really cool. I got it from IKEA. Big surprise. I love IKEA. Can we just appreciate IKEA for a second? What a great store. If y'all want to sponsor me, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed. Like, I'm down for that. Like, that'd be very fun. Yeah, I just love their store. It's an experience every time you go. It's like Cabela's. For like my southern folks, I think y'all understand Cabela's. When I went as a kid, it would be a trip. It was so fun. When your parents say like, we're going to Cabela's today, you're like, oh, let's go. This is gonna be so much fun. Because they had that huge mountain, the one that I live by, they have like this huge like indoor mountain thing with like lots of animals on it. And then they have this camping area and you can like go into all the tents and stuff. And then they have this really cool area in the back of the store that had like a shooting range. Yeah, it was very fun. Oh, I want to go to Cabela's. What a fun time. Yeah, that went like, I don't know where that conversation went, but I just want to say that I like my new apron. I think it's very fun. So I'm not seeing any development in thickness. So I'm going to set that down and turn the heat up. And so now it's on a pretty high heat because I just want to build a little simmer. I can feel when I'm whisking that there is a little bit of flour at the bottom of my pot. So I'm just going to whisk and try to pick that flour up with my little whisk wire things. So yeah, just going to mix. And then if I want to get in the crevice of the pot, I'll get my spoon and just dig in there and pull out the flour. The consistency at this point should be like slightly thicker than normal milk. So it just a little bit, and it will develop over time. Like we will get it a little bit thicker, but at this point it should be still pretty thin. So I feel a little like film of flour on the bottom of my pot. So I'm just going in with my whisk and sort of pulling that off, and then I'm gonna whisk it some more. I can feel it's getting just a bit thicker. And it'll do that, just over time, it's gonna get thicker. Ooh, it's looking good. It's so smooth today. I love it. I'm gonna try to keep it that way. That's the hardest part, honestly, is just whisking constantly and keeping it really smooth and no clumps of flour or little like burnt pieces of flour. So yeah, the key is honestly just keep an eye on it. Just stand there next to it and just watch it and whisk it. You're a much better chef when you're near your food and in the kitchen. Ooh, okay, finally I can see a little bit of simmering, so I'm gonna turn my heat down a bit because I don't want anything to burn. I've been cooking this bechamel sauce for probably 8 to 10 minutes, and it's looking really good. So at this point, it's about the thickness of half and half. So if that's where yours is at, don't be worried that it's not thick enough yet. That's exactly where it should be. We have a little story. This morning, we made pancakes. So we were like, it'll be fun. We're gonna do a little shoot with it. And we had a little bit of sunflower oil left. So we're like, it was like the perfect amount for pancakes. So we just like poured it in there. We're like, it's fine. And we made like our pancakes and they looked wonderful, but they like smelled kind of funky, but we're like, whatever, like it's fine. And then we tried the pancake and it was so bad. It was so disappointing because my dad spent like all morning working on these pancakes and then they were not good. So moral of the story, don't try to use any oil for your pancakes. Just use normal vegetable oil. That has nothing connected to bechamel sauce, but I just thought it's a good learning lesson. I think we've sort of got stuck at the same thickness for a little while, so I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit more. So now it's on like medium high and continue whisking. Okay, so this is looking really, really good. It's at the thickness of like cream now probably. So I am going to add in my spices and my cheese. So first we have just a few pinches of salt. So I'm going to sprinkle that in and then whisk it just to distribute it equally amongst the sauce. And then I have a little pinch of black pepper. So I'm going to add a little bit. I don't want to add too much to overpower, so I'll just put just a tad. And then we're going to do a tiny little bit of cayenne. So we'll do, how much should we do? Ooh, it's stuck in the bowl. We'll do just a tad. Not too much because we don't want this to be spicy. That just adds a good little kick of flavor. So it looks great. And now I can see little specks of my black pepper and my red cayenne pepper. So that's perfect. Great, so it's getting a little thicker, and now I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of shredded parm. And this will really thicken up your sauce. Once you add it, you'll notice a big difference in the thickness of it. But you also wanna be sure that you whisk your sauce really well once you add the cheese because you don't want clumps. So yeah, I can already tell my sauce is like way, way thicker. So I'm gonna grab my spoon. Just go around here and sort of like pull up some of that flour from the bottom of the pot still and get like some of the sides as well. I think my sauce looks pretty good. I'm going to turn the heat down just a tad so I can sort of like calm down the simmering so I can check out my texture. I think it looks really good. So you can see it's sort of like dripping off the spoon. It's still hot, but like if I drive my finger through, ow, you can see a line that it left and it doesn't get closed up. So I'm going to turn the heat off and just set it aside, and you can use it for really anything you want. Just be aware that when you turn the heat off, it's going to start to cool and it will thicken up some more. So I recommend turning your heat off a little before you think it's the right like thickness. Okay, before we say bye, what's that? He's been waiting here this whole time. Let's say bye. Oh, did you get heavier? Or did I get weaker? I don't know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that y'all enjoyed and that y'all get, where are you going? And that y'all get creative in the kitchen today. Please let me know if you try this bechamel sauce. It's super easy and super delicious, and I'm sure that you and your family are going to enjoy it. So we'll see y'all next time. Bye. Please like and subscribe and comment if you enjoyed. Bye.